you ever feel insecure as a parent? Like you're not sure you're hitting all the right boxes? Like you're not really sure you're good enough? Like you look at other parents and think, wow, they're rocking it. They're doing all the things. They've got it down pat. And I'm here struggling or trapped or tripping up over myself. Well, today, you're going to discover with me what your strengths are as a parent. Listen, the truth is, none of us ace everything as a parent or as anything in life. We all have to figure out what our strengths and weaknesses are, and then we have to play to our strengths. I see you, a parent, as a CEO of a company, right? You've founded this incredible kind of institution called your family and your home. And I'm here to help you run it. I'm here to help you build a great family culture. I'm here to help you love parenting and parent from love. I literally think that what you're doing in your home is the most important thing in the world. I think it's the most meaningful project of our lives to raise our children. Nothing else can compete. And I think you're literally shaping the future. I mean, I know you are. You're raising the next generation. And so this is really important. Now, to do all of that, feeling scattered and doubtful and hesitant and inhibited is no way to do it at all. I want you to be confident, empowered, to have clarity and creativity in your own home, and to create the kind of home that you're proud of, the kind of home you love to come home to, the kind of home that your children love to come home to, and to build memories with them that last a lifetime. Listen, incredible families are built one habit at a time, and I'm here to help teach you how to stack those habits. Habits like having family meals together, or creating family albums, or going on hikes together. Habits like gathering around a campfire, telling great stories, being connected to our roots and our history, or playing games. These are the types of things that I help you to do inside of the studio membership. Currently, it's waitlist only, but you can get on that waitlist at hivamp.com/studio. And now let's get into the various strengths you might have as a parent and how you can double down on them. So what is your strength as a parent? Let's find out. Number one, it could be order and routine. You might be really good at numbers, graphs, and charts, at keeping things organized. Maybe you love making lists. Maybe you love tidying up. Maybe you're the type of person who goes through the junk drawer and makes it all neat. You're really good at minimalism, at making things organized. Maybe you're good at setting up systems, calendars, alarms, and you have those routines down in a very orderly fashion. This is absolutely a zone of genius in parenting. If you feel like, oh, I'm not doing all those other things, but I got this bit down, Vital, how did you know, right? I'm organized, our home is organized, our timetable is organized. We've got schedules, we've got systems, we've got calendars, we've got a minimalist, streamlined, well-designed home that we live in. Then listen, that is a zone of genius. That is something you shouldn't take for granted. Not every parent has that skill set. Not every parent has mastered that. Now, in fact, I teach you exactly how to master those things inside of the studio. We have projects about decluttering, about organizing our schedules, about setting up a fam hub to be really organized with our timetable, about setting up rituals like morning routines, evening routines, Christmas traditions, right? If that doesn't come naturally to you, all is not lost. But if it does, maybe that's your parenting genius zone. Maybe you're just brilliant and it almost comes naturally to you to set things up with order and with routine. Maybe you are the type of person who establishes that predictable schedule. Like your kids are in bed every night at 7 p.m., come what may. Like you have a meal plan and you do repetitive meals. Like Monday night is pizza night in my house. Maybe you give your kids that sense of security that they are in a well-run home, that there is order, that there is an adult at the helm. And my friend, that is a wonderful and amazing zone of genius to have as a parent. So do not dismiss it. We tend to dismiss the things that come naturally and that we're good at and look at all the things that other people are doing that we're not good at. But that is a zone of genius. And I want you to double down on it and to really enjoy it and to be proud of it and to feel like, yeah, I got this. Now, if you don't have it, like I said, it's something you can learn and I'd be happy to teach you inside the studio. Number two, maybe your zone of genius is health and wellness. Maybe your home is a bit chaotic and messy. It's not minimalist. There's no order and there's very little routine. But you are 100% on top of it when it comes to your children's health. Maybe you're modeling fantastic eating habits. Maybe you do fitness. Maybe you do yoga. Maybe you make really healthy meals. Maybe you're really careful about snacks and packaged food. And you make sure that your kids are getting all the nutrients and the minerals and vitamins that they need. Maybe you cook things from scratch and you're careful about plastics in your home. This too is a zone of genius. Not every parent can be bothered, has the knowledge, has the passion, has the interest, has the awareness to promote and prioritize health and wellness. Not every parent is ensuring that their kid is getting, time in vitamin D, in the sunlight, in nature, breathing fresh air, eating healthy foods. Again, this is the type of thing that we master inside of the studio. We set up a meal plan. We make these types of lifestyle changes as per necessary in your particular home and particular culture. But maybe you feel insecure as a parent, but is this one thing that you actually have down pat? If so, congratulate yourself for it and double down there, because that too is a love language. Number 3, fun and games. Hey, maybe your home is chaotic, your schedule's not running on time at all, and you're eating snacks and frozen food all day, but you are amazing at fun and games. Maybe you're playful, you laugh, you enjoy. Maybe you have absolutely reclaimed play with your kids and you don't need to read my book because you know all about independent play. You know all about joy. You know all about making sure that kids have time for games and board games and card games and just fun. Maybe you take them out on exciting outings. Maybe you introduce, family movie night and you make sure that your kids have fun with you. You bond over that fun together and over that joy. That is absolutely a zone of genius that many of us are really envious of, that we would love to be more playful, more lighthearted, have more of that fun, laughter atmosphere, more smiles, more joy. Many of us feel bogged down by all the adulting, right? All the conflicts, all the things, to-do lists and organization and cleaning that we have to do. And you're lighthearted, you've got a pep in your step, you're the fun mom. And that's amazing. Double down, that is your zone of genius. Now, if it isn't your zone of genius and you want to become more fun and more playful, or you want to have more fun and play for your kids, then first of all, you can grab my book or the course. Just go to reclaimplay.com and I'll teach you exactly how to get kids playing independently for hours a day. But also, if you want to become more fun, if you want to become more playful, if you want to become more joyful, if you want to have more time off the screen and with your family, that's something that we absolutely work on inside of the studio. So make sure you're on the wait list for that. Now, maybe your zone of genius is this next one, which is very special, and it's about warmth and love. Most of us think of ourselves as warm, loving parents, but some people are really amazing at this. They speak all 5 love languages fluently. They're offering acts of service and words of affirmation and quality time and physical touch. And they're constantly with their children in a very loving way. Now, this is something that others of us, we feel irritated. We need our space. We're introverts. We want quiet. We maybe don't connect that well with our kids or don't feel bonded or find them a bit annoying. And some parents just have this warm, loving patience. They hug their kids. They snuggle up with their kids. Bedtime is not a challenge because they're happy to read one more book and to spend the time with them, right? They're good listeners. They have this open heart. They're always, calling their kids darling and honey and sweetheart and showering them with love and affection. I know that many of us didn't grow up with this, but we would have loved to. We would have loved to feel that warm embrace, that cherished, safe, secure attachment that is not so easy to create. And so if this is your zone of genius as a parent, enjoy it and be proud of it. That is incredible. But maybe for you, it's something entirely different, like education and knowledge. Some moms are not warm and fuzzy. They're not organized. They're not, playful and fun, but they are amazing at teaching their kids. They're going to open their kids' minds. They're going to expand their brains. They're going to be reading books. They're going to have all sorts of brainy games and quizzes and math and physics and science and history and whatnot. They're going to be amazing at managing an extensive library and making sure that their kids have lots of educational opportunities. They're going to really push their kids to expand their horizons, to excel and to succeed academically, to learn to read and write really well, and to have a full skill set that is going to serve them well for the rest of their life. This is something that many of us struggle with and many of us find, not at the top of our priority list, or that we don't have the energy and the focus or maybe even the knowledge to do so. But some parents have this zone of genius where they provide stellar education for their children, either at home or in school or extracurricular, but they are so on it. If that's something that you actually feel insecure about, then you could join our fam library project where we're all about reclaiming a full, solid, well-fleshed out library and reading with our children more often. This is the type of thing that we tackle in the studio, but being sure that we're on track with their education and feeling empowered is absolutely a zone of genius and something that we could really admire in other parents. Maybe for you, it's not so much the knowledge and education and academic skills, but it's more the creativity and the projects. Maybe you're the type of person who makes costumes from scratch, who loves baking, who loves coming up with all sorts of creative projects like musical projects or dance projects or art projects. Maybe in your home, it's okay to use paint and Play-Doh and kinetic sand and sensory play because you're all about the creativity. That too is a zone of genius that does not come naturally to everyone. And it gives kids so much. It opens their minds, it opens their hearts, it expands their creativity, which is a very important 21st century skill. And it gives them a lot of sensory play and a lot of room for self-expression. So if you've got that messy zone mastered and you allow your child to explore and express themselves, that's incredible. And that's not something that every parent does. Or maybe our last and final zone of genius, you are all about adventure and exposure to the big world out there. All of the other things are not things that you invest in, but you take your kids around the world. You travel. You're willing to go on the road trips. You're willing to go on the hikes. You're willing to pack up your bags and see new places. And you infuse them with a sense of competence, right? Of their ability to just go out there in the world and to adjust and to be flexible and to expose themselves to new ideas, new people, new places. Maybe for you, infusing them with that sense of adventure and giving them exposure to new things like new museums, new outings, new tastes and flavors, right? You're actually crafting an experience for them that broadens their horizons and expands their skill set. And so you see, my friend, there are many different ways to be an incredible parent. And I think it's worthwhile, because we all want to feel empowered and confident, to become self-aware of where your strengths are. And you can also strengthen your weaknesses. Like if creativity is something that you just never invest in, or having an organized, predictable routine is something you've never really mastered, hey, I can help you with that. Like that's something that maybe you do want to improve on. But it's also really great to feel confident and aware that what you have is something that not all parents have to give. What comes naturally to you, you take for granted, you tend to dismiss it, and you tend to think, oh, well, everyone does that. But no, not everyone does that. That's not obvious. Believe me, I coach parents, thousands of parents from all over the world, and I've seen that there are very different zones of genius. Now, in order to feel like you are a competent parent, in order to build your confidence, I do want you to double down on your zone of genius. I want you to own it. I want you to be like, this is the type of parent I am, and I'm proud of it. Now, we all want a well-rounded, balanced experience at home. Like, we all have to give some academic skills. We all have to give some warmth and love. We can't just be in our zone of genius. But I also want you to claim it and to feel confident in it, because that's one of the ways that we build confidence and we become great leaders as parents. Let me know below, which of these was you? Are you orderly and, you have great routine? Are you all about health and wellness, fun and games, warmth and love, knowledge and, really learning? Or is for you the creativity and the project aspect your zone of genius? Or perhaps it's the exposure and the adventure. Maybe you have a mishmash of several of these or something else entirely. I'd love to hear in the comments below. I would like to build a culture where we support each other and uplift each other as parents. And in fact, I have built that culture inside of the studio. Our community is incredibly encouraging, and we are busy pointing out all the ways that we're succeeding, that we are celebrating our wins, that we are overcoming our challenges. And that's something that I think is really important for us as parents, to feel that confidence and to feel that support system. If that's something that's missing in your life, then make sure that you're on the wait list. The studio is not often open, but when it is, I would love for you to get the opportunity to be invited in. Go to highfam.com/studio. Meanwhile, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you like this type of content, that is the best way, the only way really, to support this channel. And make sure to share it with everyone you know. I'll see you in the next video. Keep on living that high fam life.